Yo, so whatever. I guess this week we'll do two videos since I'm late. And here's the one you're looking for. If you didn't watch the other video, sorry about my voice. I'll be doing my best Benoit Blanc impression to let you know just what mysteries I have here in my little clue book to get you the victories you need this weekend on NFL Week 3. So these here are my best bets from Benoit Blanc. The black Benoit Blanc, that is. Missing my cigar. All right, anyways, sorry about my voice. This week I focus on money lines because I feel stronger in those games. I feel like the over-unders have been hurting us, and that proof is in the record because 2 weeks in a row an over-under has been the one off on the 4 best bets. So here we go. First money line, I've already broken it down in the other video. We like Tampa. Tampa's a really tough money line this week. I think it's like 400, minus 400 something. So what you'll want to do is just buy it to 5.5 points. And that's what I'm going to include in the graphic if I get it up. 5.5 points, buy it to 5.5. They win by 2 field goals. You'll feel really good about that. 2 stalled drives that end in field goals instead of touchdowns is an 8-point swing. So that's the difference. I mean, you're talking about blowing a team out or covering a spread by a hook. So 2 stalled drives can be caused by anybody, most likely the ref. And it is Adrian Hill, who is an unders ref and a home ref. So we get the home side of things, but we also have to factor in that we're going to be looking at the under possibly. So Tampa Bay minus 5.5. Next game, I've got, we're buying points again. I want to get that Packers game down to 6 points. I think that's where it's at right now. So if it's at 8, you can buy it down to 6. Packers to win by a score or more is a good bet to me. Packers to win by 7 is a good bet. So, you know, they're not going to go for 2 to cover your spread if you take a minus 8. So that's where I come in and I just say, look, just buy the points, you know, get the win. The Browns aren't a strong enough roster to bet on, but they are at home and the ref is a home ref. So yeah, you just gotta be wary. It's Carl Sheffers. He's 60% home wins over the last 5 years, 52% home team against the spread. So that 60% is home money line, which, you know, when you factor in his spread percentage, it doesn't necessarily correlate to affecting us because when the favorite team is the away team, it appears that they still generally cover the spread, or at least it's 50-50. So it's not as telling. However, the under is 55% for his career. Now, a note for him is that he has, in the past year and a half, stopped throwing the amount of flags that he threw to get his numbers where they are. So he had a big tendency that was very recognizable. People started to fade it, and then last year he completely flipped the script. I brought this up a couple times already, but watch out for these guys. He could be trying to swing everything in the opposite direction. So we got home money line 60% in his career. He might want to be evening that out. Might want to be reducing it, you know, changing his reputation about being a guy who's a high flag thrower, high number of flag thrower, 18 per game on average, which is higher than everyone else by quite a bit over that course of that time. And then again, since 2024, he's basically stopped throwing more flags than everyone else. All right, so we're sticking with the Packers, but we're not taking them at 8. Next game. This is one I've gone back and forth on. I'm third. It's my third money line. Not my second, not my first, my third. And it's because the team that is coming to the East Coast to play this team has done well on the East Coast already this year. We got the Commanders hosting the Raiders. Sean Hockley, the referee. Sean Hockley is an aways ref with a 51-43 record in his career, again, or straight up. The away team having the lead. That's significant, but it's okay. Raiders are on a short week. I think you take a big step back with big runs without Jayden Daniels, but I don't think you take a step back with quarterback mobility with Marcus Mariota. So he doesn't have the top-end speed that's going to get you this extra 20 yards and that second broken tackle, but he is going to get you that 10 yards, that 8 yards, that first down. So don't be so afraid of Mariota. I think he's capable. I don't think he'd be a backup in this league for 12 years without being a capable one. And it gets a little bit looser as we go down the line. So we won't give you these money lines as best bets, but we'll throw out, if you need some picks, we'll throw out Steelers. You can buy points on those guys to get them like +3, but Steelers have a good referee matchup in Clete Blakeman. He's a really high penalty thrower as well, but he's 5-11 home teams last year. Went 5-11 with him refereeing the game, and we are the away team Steelers. So hopefully he sticks to that trend, and Steelers get away with a win because I'll be betting them. Again, not on my main high price ticket, but I'll get a little action on them because I love being right. And if your money's not there, then what? Then you know, who'd you do it for? So then I got the Seahawks finding a way to win against the Saints, not by a full score. Is the same type of thing. I'll take them at 5.5. I will not take the Seahawks to win by more than, honestly, I think the game comes down to a field goal. The Saints have not lost a game by more than one score. Why would they play possibly the lowest quality team on there that they've played so far and lose by less than a score? That's one of those games where it makes you like think about taking the other side. You're like, wow, I'm really fading myself right here. I can't even I don't seem to understand how this pick could come through. Well, it's coming through because we fade the Saints this year. That's what we do. We're fading the Saints. But are they going to get an away win this year? Is there going to be any teams with less than 2 or 3 wins on the season? Maybe not. Maybe those days are in the past. Maybe there's enough rest games at the end of the year. Maybe there's enough games that are inconsequential that teams can sneak wins out every year. These games at the beginning of the season are all important. But where are the Saints going to get that 1 or 2 wins and maybe one on the road? Could it be this weekend? Watch out for the hype train on the Seahawks. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh on quite a dopey play. I think that changed the momentum of the game. All right, to wrap things up real quick, again, these are a little shorter for my picks. We talked to the Brain Trust, and we got Colts at Titans, and we like the under. And then we got an unders ref and Scott Novak. Got a division game, and then we stay in the same division, and we go Texans Jags under, which is against the Jags trend but pro Texans trend. Though the Jags are favored, I think that the Texans can control the game and keep it defensive, even though they could still end up losing 21-20, 21-17 in Jacksonville. I see this game going under. I believe it's 43 points and 43.5. If you're smart like me and you'll see the bet I put in, I buy points. I'm definitely buying 1.5 on those over-unders. Keep them under. And that's going to do it for my picks this week. Hope you hit. Hope we hit. I'm betting right with you. If you hate my picks and you're tired of losing by 1, fade all of them and win 1 and lose 3. That's fine with me. But anyways, enjoy the games. I'll be watching right with you.